more money we're all going to make. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se. It's
But I was led astray the day you walked away. You were the clock that was ticking in my home. Changed my state of mind.
I have to go make a call.
And let me tell you that we are really changing the world as we know it. The world is not anymore the way it used to be. No, no, no. Bitconnect!
Hey guys, I'm Daniel, but you guys can call me Grim. So most people before this content creation shit that I'm starting, people knew me as a fuckboy. And that's perfectly fine. But now what we're doing is taking all that fuckboy energy and directing it into something useful. And that thing useful we're gonna do, for today at least, is exposing Ponzi's. So that's gonna be a little bit of fun. So for today's video, we're gonna be exposing not just one Ponzi, but our hope is that this one exposure can really solidify and help people be educated on the future, any Ponzi's that are ever gonna be around, and just to stop people from doing this stuff, because at the end of the day, it is stupid, it is pointless, you're robbing people of money, and most people just don't understand it. So let's get to the bottom of it. The Ponzi we're going to be talking today is called Cloud Token Wallet, or now I think, since people like to change their names in scams, called Cloud 2.0. I'll first get into just a little detail and brief description of what this is, and then obviously explain on how it's a scam and break down all the factual reasons for you guys. First of all, before we even get into this one, I'm just going to explain on Ponzi's and why they're still around. You see, a lot of people are wondering how can these things still be, popping up and people still falling for them when so many of them have been proven and obviously been scams. Every single one that's ever existed has crashed and burned. Well, the reason is very simple. You see, people are looking for something to invest into. Everyone is looking to have their money grow for them. That's what the stock market, does and promise people, and a lot of people look into that to make money. Of course, because of that, most people do not understand the realistic expectations of how markets grow and how people can make money in investing. A lot of people hear random people making, hundreds of 1,000% returns on, lucky trades or lucky guesses, and they believe that that's the norm of the situation, that that's why Wall Street's so successful, is they're making, thousands upon thousands of percent upon every single trader, and that's normal. Of course, if you're educated, you understand that's complete bullshit, not even close, but that's why people fall for it. You see, most Ponzi schemes aren't promising people thousands of dollars return every single month. They're doing actually something very less. They're usually doing something around 10% a month is what the typical Ponzi now is done. But Ponzi's can actually go way lower than that. So before even going to this one of the biggest Ponzi's ever discovered and ever caught was the Madoff Ponzi scam. Most people know about the name Bernie Madoff. It's almost synonymous when it comes to Ponzi's. What people don't realize is he frauded over $18 billion of people's investment money, which with his returns that he claims he made would have been a total of $60 billion that he would have stolen. What Bernie Madoff was doing, he was saying that he was gaining 2% a month, which is a total of 24% per year. That is even less than what these current Ponzi's are doing, and he was able to run one of the largest Ponzi schemes ever. Now the thing is, how he got caught was from an actual person decided to do the mathematics. Again, there's two things you can learn about these, is a lot of people follow other people's words, and then there's the mathematics, which if you follow is where you know that it's a scam and what we're gonna do today. But basically this person that was working for another fund, that fund basically told him, hey, I want you to duplicate the product that Madoff is doing. Just, follow, research, everything is done, and copy that product, because clearly he's getting more investor money than anyone else. And the person that was basically tasked to make this product to match Bernie Madoff's found that it was physically impossible, mathematically impossible, to make the gains on the trades and the stocks that Bernie Madoff was, again, giving his clients monthly, the sheets. Everything was impossible. And of course, at the end of the day, what they did find out was Bernie Madoff actually never made a single trade. Every single piece of paper, every single confirmation that he was sending to his clients was 100% fabricated, and no trading at all was actually taking place. He was 100% just taking the money and giving people fake, false statements to help them keep their money in his fund or invest more.
Making that money, that pyramid mama money. I'm making money, that pyramid scheme money. Making that money, that pyramid mama money. I'm making money, that pyramid scheme money.
So Of course, since that's happened, many Ponzi's have came and gone. There has been, honestly, probably hundreds since Bernie Madoff. Some of them from the billions, other ones in the hundreds of millions, some even smaller. Now, the one we're talking about today is very, very interesting. In fact, the one we're talking about today, called Cloud Token Wallet, Cloud 2.0, whatever the fuck people are gonna call it these days, is a Ponzi that's fairly new. In fact, this one was only starting in 2019, and believe it or not, it's a piece of work. So what we're gonna get fun today is to completely break down all the lies that they're saying and then prove with math at the very end that it is in fact a scam, and then of course to show people why all of these high yield investment products or things that are basically offering high percent returns are scams.
And we wish Cloud 2.0 a glorious new beginning.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
So, the first thing we're going to do is obviously talk about what Cloud Token is. What is this company offering? So this company in January first launched claiming themselves to be a digital currency wallet that you can hold multiple different currencies in. That's what their product launch was. But also, once you have your money in the wallet, you can use some of their proprietary products that they have. That proprietary product being what they call Jarvis, a trading software that, according to them, is partnered with Binance and makes incredible amounts of trades every day, guaranteeing a 99.96% accuracy on their trades.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
Now, first of all, we obviously know that no such thing in this world ever is guaranteed. That's the first thing you gotta know, so it's complete bullshit, but we'll show more. But let's go into it a little deeper. So, basically what you do is you first put your money, your Bitcoin, whatever kind of crypto you have, into this wallet, and then from there, all you can do really, aside from moving in and out, is move it into their Jarvis. Now, this Jarvis says it makes you anywhere between, I think, 8 and 16% a month, guaranteed. Okay. And that's it. Once you get your return, every single day you get into your wallet they made you Cloud tokens. So you give them Bitcoin, let's say, right? You give them $500 worth of Bitcoin, and that's actually how this company works, is the minimum you can invest into their Jarvis software is $500 US. So let's say you put in $500 worth of Bitcoin, you put it to Jarvis, every day they will be giving you somewhere around, realistically, like 1/4 to 0.5% return in Cloud token, their special token, back into your wallet. Now, what can you do with this Cloud token? You can either reinvest it into their Jarvis, or you can exchange it at a certain fee to Bitcoin or any other currency that you so please. Now, the funny thing about this app is, first of all, with any type of wallet app, usually they actually use the proper blockchain. So for instance, if you are using, let's say, an Ethereum wallet, you'll need to use gas in that wallet to transfer anything in Ethereum. If you were to switch a wallet, maybe like Jax, where you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, if you were to move Bitcoin from one wallet to another, there would be a small Bitcoin fee. If you want to send Litecoin to another, there would be a small Litecoin fee. If you would send Ethereum to one another Ethereum address, there would be a small Ethereum or gas fee. Now with the Cloud Token wallet, regardless of anything that you do within that app, it requires you to spend Cloud Token as their fee. Now of course, that's a little sketchy, but most people don't think the rest. Again, if you came to this and if your friend brought you and said, hey, this thing's a trading algorithm that most people don't know about, it makes 10%, wherever the fuck they're talking about per month. And of course what they claimed is they have quote unquote video proof of these charts moving down with their gentleman Ronald AI, the brain power, or not so brain power as I should call it, behind this. The craziest thing about this stuff is, have you looked at Ronald AI himself? He literally looks like a frog that's had like too many chromosomes added into his brain, and I don't know how anyone in the world would actually trust someone that looks like that to run this type of company. Not only that, but when you even look at all the people and all the different things they're associated with, you can tell that most people that are marketing and pushing this have really no understanding of anything. They're just like rah, really excited people. They show so much enthusiasm, but they have zero intelligence.
And let me tell you that we are really changing the world as we know it. The world is not anymore the way it used to be. No.
It's very sad to see. So again, what they do is they convince people that you put your money into this wallet. This genius Ronald AI created this algorithm called Jarvis. Yes, the Iron Man suit Jarvis. Everyone loves to use that as a scam because it was smart and cool in Iron Man. So basically you put your money into this thing and it will magically guarantee the trades from trading on Binance and a bunch of other exchanges, and they're just kicking ass, right? They're making money hand over foot. In fact, you don't only get money for investing it, but every friend that you bring in, based on the money they invest, you make a percentage off of it too.
So, Phil recruited me to sell these cards, and now I am recruiting you.
Who is this guy again?
Don't worry about Phil. He drives a Corvette. He is doing just fine. Okay.
Sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. You will get rich quick. We all will.
Didn't you lose a lot of money on that other investment?
All right, so raise your hand if you want to get rich. All right.
No. How is this not a pyramid scheme?
All right, let me explain again. Phil has recruited me and another guy. Now we are getting 3 people each. The more people that get involved, the more people who are investing, the more money we're all going to make. It's not a pyramid scheme.
So what we did is we actually went into their compensation scheme and seeing what there was, and ironically and kind of hilariously, they're offering around a 240% payout on any investment, plus the person putting in that money makes their investment back. So let me get this straight. So if I put $1,000, I myself would be making, my 8 to 12% a month, so around 100% a year. So I would make $1,000 back in that year, right? Or technically more. And on top of that, anyone that recruited me, all those levels and shit will make it a combined 240% extra, meaning this software is able to trade and make a 340% profit on top of whatever they're claiming that they keep for their cut. A little suspicious, but again, we'll go into showing actual facts of why this is false.
No vea, pa Sevilla. Y al último que cuando ya salió la bien de regla, estamos llorando los dos. Me cobró el tío la...
Alright, so first of all, let's go into what their website's showing. So, Cloud 2.0 is the world's first social wealth wallet to integrate all blockchain cryptographic assets into one platform. First of all, this is an utter lie right off the bat. Number one reason is because they aren't the first wallet to be a multi-currency wallet. There is a ton of wallets out there. Jax, like I just mentioned, is a wallet that allows you to hold multiple different currencies within the same app. Number two, they say that they integrate all blockchain cryptographic assets into one platform. That is also a blatant lie. There is no app to this date that has every single cryptocurrency on its app. In fact, there's not even an exchange out there that has every single cryptocurrency on it.
No. No? Oh, don't cry, are you?
So that right there is a blatant lie to people because most people don't want to fact check. These are probably their first introduction to cryptocurrency, which is kind of sad, but at the same time what they're doing is manipulating people that are new. Let's go to the second sentence off their own website. It is developed using the latest 4.0 blockchain platform technology, capable of performing cross-chain encryption, exchange, and payment from the famous encryption market AI arbitrage engine for manufacturers, e-commerce, and other products.
Wow.
This is just, I don't know if it's a terrible shitty translation from Chinese people or if they literally are trying to just use as many big words as they fucking can to confuse people.
The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the 2 spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panametric fam.
But this is complete fluff. This means absolutely nothing. First of all, blockchain's a technology. There isn't any realistically 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. That's all hype words trying to say people are better than the past. Now, of course, to actually say you're better than someone, you actually have to have technology underlying. And we're going to go into how they actually have no underlying technology. They're just another Bernie Madoff scam. Let's go under line 3. Their goal is to provide our members with a focused social wealth generation ecosystem and become the de facto standard token for the blockchain industry.
Okay.
Now, first of all, we obviously know this is bullshit. Number one, because Bitcoin, you know, the one that's created by this Satoshi Nakamoto, the one that basically has become the biggest cryptocurrency in the world, and has some really cool technologies, which is why it's the biggest. Yeah, you're not going to be the cloud token. I'm sorry, a fucking Ponzi is never going to become the next Bitcoin.
No. No?
First of all, because you're not even a blockchain, so there's no way for you to become the de facto standard token for the blockchain industry. Two, people don't want tokens. Tokens are shit. Anyways, that's just a personal thing to say that, yeah, you can't be and say you're gonna be Bitcoin from social wealth generation ecosystem, because cryptocurrency isn't about generating wealth. It's about technology and processes which enable people to be anonymous, to enable people to do things without censorship, or to do things decentralized, right? So those are things we're going to talk about.
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Krabs.
Hello, I like money.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money.
Now, of course, we're going to talk about the Cloud 2.0 features next, because they have some pretty interesting features they talk about, which again, we're going to debunk and show their complete bullshit right off their website. One of their features is, of course, their Blockchain 4.0. They claim that this is a decentralized digital asset wallet with a decentralized trading platform and can support multi-currency storage, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other currencies. So first of all, yes, your wallet can store other currencies. There is so many open source softwares out there for you to look at. You could just copy someone's open source software and make your own wallet, copy it and name it. Because people are nice, they left it open source. They're not looking for money creating a wallet. Because there's no money in making a wallet, it's to help the mass adoption of cryptocurrencies. But let's talk about their decentralized asset wallet and trading platform, or just the fact that they're trying to claim they're decentralized at all. So first of all, for people that are wondering what decentralized means, that means that there is no center person that can control anything. In fact, anyone is a majority. Nobody is a majority of anything, and therefore everything is run based on popular vote, okay? So as an example, when Bitcoin was created, Bitcoin was first created as an open source software, which means anybody can look at it and make sure, number one, there's no flaws in it. If a code is not open sourced, which means you cannot look at the code, you don't know if there's any bad actors in the code or anything malicious in the code. So number one is everything usually decentralized is open source for people to review and prove that it's decentralized from third-party verification. Number two, decentralized usually has a way for anybody to gain permission or to access this blockchain and participate. So in the case of Bitcoin, there are two things that make Bitcoin run, right? The node, which verifies all the transactions and keeps a ledger, and there's also the miners. Anyone in the world can set up a miner for Bitcoin, which is why it's decentralized, or why they claim it is, and two, anyone in the world can set up a node. Now, another unique thing about Bitcoin and why they claim that they're decentralized more than anyone else is those two things are the first main ones, but also, even if anyone can, it's the hope of making sure that no one actually takes over 51% of it. So if one person had 51% of all the nodes, or 51% of all the miners, or a group of people, that itself would be centralized. So when you're talking about something being decentralized, that means that anyone in the world should be able to set up a node or to mine it, or vice versa. First of all, there's a few things wrong with the cloud token economy. Number one, there is no code to look over. There is no open source code. So that's the first 100% lie that they are not decentralized. Number two is if it was decentralized, there would be a ledger as well. So again, as an example, anyone that is on Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin, you can look at the ledger freely. Every transaction has a hyperlink to go to those ledgers, and there are many people that made websites where you can type in the blocks IDs or the transaction IDs and look into the blockchain to view what's happening. Ironically, there is none of this for Cloud Token, and we're going to go into some details. So first of all, the reason why there is none is because Cloud Token is not running on a blockchain.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47. It's a trap.
So for most blockchains, again, if you are trying to be 100% decentralized, you usually have to have a way of confirming those confirmations, a server, right? Most people, or most coins that are decentralized, choose the mining way because proof of work, proof of stake, there's all these different proof of blanks that you can use. Those are the ways to help verify the network and keep it decentralized. First of all, there is no such thing of any of those. There's no staking, no mining, no node setups at all for Cloud Token because they're not a blockchain. Number two, there is no blockchain scanner for Cloud Token. So for instance, like I said, if you wanted to go to BlockScan, or one that I use for Ethereum tokens, or Ethereum itself, is called etherscan.io. You can go on there and you can search up any token's name and see all the transaction history, because that is a point of blockchain, is to be able to view the entire chain and ledger. So the ironic thing about this is, again, we decided to do some research and see if maybe we could find the blockchain or the confirmations for Cloud Token. And we believe we did, but it's not what people expected. So you see, Cloud Token was originally created, the website, in end of January 2019. What we were able to do is we went onto Etherscan and we were able to find that at the beginning of January 2019, there is somebody that did create a CTO and named it Cloud Token on the Etherscan, meaning they made an ERC20 token for Cloud Token. This was, again, before the website was launched. So we know that for a fact this was not affiliates of Cloud Token that were doing this. This had to be the corporate staff. They made 999,999,999 Cloud Tokens, or CTO, with 0.999 all the way, but they only sent transactions to 5 wallets in its entirety of that blockchain's history. Meaning, since the creation of that Cloud Token, which was before the website, meaning it must probably be the creators of it, and to this date, there's only been 5 transactions ever created on that blockchain, and all of them were from over 130 days ago.
All right. That's amazing. 3 out of 4.
Now, what this is basically saying is when you are using the Cloud Token app and transferring Cloud Tokens to and from someone, normally you should see that on some type of blockchain confirmation. In fact, if you go into the app, they even give you a hash underneath some of the transactions to look like it's from an actual confirmation. Now, if you're on normal apps, you would be able to click on that link or copy and paste it into the blockchain scanner and view the exact transaction, and again, anything else that you want to know about that transaction, those wallets, etc., etc. Why they don't have this, beyond me. I honestly believe, and this is my personal thought, the reason why this company probably chose to not even have a blockchain and go 100% centralized server is because there is costs associated with using a blockchain. Because it's not controlled by anyone and it is decentralized, there is cost for every transaction. Transactions aren't free. People ask, well, why aren't transactions free? Well, that's how you block up a system. If, let's say, Ethereum can only handle 50 transactions a second, let's say, and you spend 1 million transactions for free that are just fraudulent transactions of 0 back and forth, that will block up the system and no one will be able to use it. It's like a traffic jam. So they have a cost, because then if you do want to do that, you're going to have to spend money to do it, and you're going to lose something for you being a bad actor. So, because none of this is happening with Cloud Token, there is no such thing. There is probably a clear fact that they saw the expensiveness that it was to send these transactions, and they did the math. Well, we're going to be trying to, scam a bunch of people, millions of people, and we have to send 1 million people a daily transaction of Cloud Token every day based on their 500 to whatever it is investment. Realistically, that's going to cost a lot of money to them. That could be costing them tens of thousands to hundred thousands of dollars every single week or month. So they probably went to say, fuck this, we're just going to go into a centralized server. Why?
Money!
So, that is the first thing. When you go into Cloud Token, the first proof, we're going to go over many, but the first proof that Cloud Token is in fact a fraud is there is no blockchain.
Oh no.
So let's first of all just assume that we'll play devil's advocate. Maybe even though they talked about being blockchain, they talked about being decentralized, that is the whole premise of their business, maybe it was an oopsie, right? I did an oopsie, it's centralized. But maybe we're still doing the trading, we're still making your money, it doesn't matter if it's on a blockchain or not, we're still making your money.
No!
Well, that's gonna be the next part we're gonna go into. So another fact about this, and you can prove that it's a blockchain, is there has been many accounts of people actually seeing a negative balance on their wallet. Now again, just to let you know, if this was possible, and if it was just a minor glitch on someone, I don't know how it could even be a glitch in blockchain, but it would not happen to multiple people. First of all, it is impossible to have a negative balance in crypto.
Shit, Negro, that's all you had to say.
for people that are new to crypto and understanding why is that impossible, it all comes down to why cryptocurrency was created in the first place, called the double spend problem. Basically what this problem was is in typical accounts that no one has central control over, so you could just imagine if someone wrote 2 checks for $100 but only had $100 in their bank account, it's whoever cashes in that check first gets the money, the other person got duped, okay? So that is where double spending came. Satoshi Nakamoto and the whole group that created Bitcoin, they were ingenious by solving that problem with mining and all these proof of works, which is what they're doing. So just to let everyone know, no matter what app you're using, it is physically impossible to go into a negative balance for your cryptocurrency. That is just impossible. Alright, so now we've proved that their app is 100% centralized. It's not a decentralized app. There's a lot to be concerned about you just putting any private information or even putting money into that, because technically if it's centralized at any time, they could shut off your ability to use it, suck in any money you have in those wallets, and it's gone. There's nothing you can do about it.
And it's gone.
That's the fear of these scams. So let's go into their main thing. So on top of everything we talked about, which is them being a complete and blatant fucking scam and not a blockchain. We want to talk about their trading, because this is the biggest thing. This is why people are staying in. People don't give a fuck about the wallet. Most people that are investing into this don't even care about the adoption of blockchain or the technology that's behind it. They're looking to make money off of their
money.
Now, they heard that Bitcoin and crypto, makes more money than the stock market, which is why this kind of Ponzi is more prevalent in crypto now than ever, is because people are getting smarter that stocks, they have to be regulated. There's a lot of regulation, and if you try to fake being a stock trader, you are now in trouble with the SEC, and they can come after you. No one wants to have legal entities come after them, and because there isn't that many regulations around cryptocurrency, they feel like that's the easiest way to scam people.
You know what, Toby? When the son of the deposed king of Nigeria emails you directly asking for help, you help. His father ran the freaking country, okay?
So, like I said, the next thing about them is they say, well, at least we have our trading, right? We're doing this fucking awesome job trading. We're making 10 to 12% a month. In fact, Ronald AI even went one day to show a screen of all these trades proving on Binance that, these are their trades and they're just making a fuck ton of money. And it's just, look at all these awesome trades. So let's go into this and kind of debunk this right off the bat. So, first of all, the easiest way to debunk this, because again, a lot of people do claim, well, it technically is impossible if you want to determine if someone is actually making those trades, because again, unless you have access to their account, there is no way to verify it. But thank God for us, this company is full of fucking idiots. So let's go into this. This company claimed that they were partnered with Binance. Now, Binance, for people that don't know, is one of the biggest exchanges in crypto, if not the biggest. And again, Cloud Token claimed that them, along with a bunch of other exchanges, where they do their trading, but Binance is one of the heftiest ones. That's one of the most important ones. In fact, they even had the audacity to print off a shirt with them saying Binance and them and claiming their partnership. But this is a really funny thing. In fact, when that happened, a lot of people got really curious. A lot of people thought this could be true. Maybe they are the real deal. Maybe they are, the first people in the fucking world to ever proprietary make an algorithm that can make you a guaranteed percent regardless of fucking anything, and on such a low liquidity market such as cryptocurrency.
Oh no.
Well, thank God for us, that was proven to be a massive lie from the CEO of Binance himself. So, during this whole debacle, someone was able to go onto Twitter and ask CZ, the guy that was the owner of Binance, a direct link and message from Cloud Token saying, hey, these guys are saying that you're partnered with them. Is this true? Believe it or not, the CEO answered that same day, and this was his direct tweet. Nothing to do with us. Don't know them at all. 99% of people who claim to be working with Binance are scammers.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
So, I don't know, at this point, like if someone learned this and they were invested into it, it's almost like obvious as fuck that the people that you're working with are scammers, that even the exchange that they claim they're partnered with is distancing themselves from it. So probably one of the funniest things about this is that Binance themselves actually has an academy teaching people about cryptocurrency and understanding everything to do. They're very good for that, for providing 100% for free. But in this, they actually have a warning about pyramid and Ponzi schemes. Cloud Token being both a mix of a pyramid and a Ponzi. So first of all, I'll tell you guys a little bit about them on layman's terms, okay? A Ponzi scheme, which was first developed, or I guess famously noted by a guy named Charles Ponzi around 1820. 1920. This gentleman would basically go and collect money promising returns, and it would all try to go to him. So he'd try to use the early investors' money to pay off the latest investors' money he would collect to pay off the earliest investors. So, you know, he'll get $100 from this person, then he'll get a couple $100 from other people to pay off that $100 person, and so on and so forth.
What? What the fuck?
A pyramid scheme is where it's not just the head of the company that's behind it, but he also has a payment solution where people know that the more people they bring in, they get more personal return on their investment.
I'm making that money, that pyramid mama money. I'm making money, that pyramid scheme money.
Okay, so as you can tell, why this is called a pyramid and a Ponzi, this cloud token, is because number one, I do believe that there is only a few people that are actually running the back end of Cloud Token. Most of the people you see promoting it are just dumb retards that are promoting it because they're making money promoting it and they don't have any spine or soul, okay? But the company themselves are the ones that are taking it. So when this all goes to shit, there will only be a small few collecting everybody's money. That is the Ponzi part. The pyramid part, though, is everyone else that's before the big crash. If they're getting small payouts to keep them connected to it and promoting for it, that is the pyramid part. Okay, so now that we got that behind, we're gonna go into the exact definition off of Binance. And why this is really, really funny is because almost identically, the first line of what is a Ponzi scheme is the exact definition of what Cloud Token claims itself to be. So look at this. Again, just to look back at what Cloud Token is a company that you have to invest a minimum of $500 in to get a return of anywhere between 8 to 16% guaranteed per month. As claimed by Binance Vision, their academy, they say a Ponzi scheme in operation would look something like this. A promoter of an investment opportunity would ask for up to maybe $1,000. They're using this example, 1,000. He promises to repay the initial value along with 10% interest at the end of a predefined period. Almost kind of like how these guys are promising 8 to 12% per month, and of course just forever, right? Compounding.
Fly, you fools!
So that's the first thing. Obviously this is almost a direct and instant copy from Cloud Token. Number two. The promoter is able to secure 2 additional investors before the 90-day period is complete. He will then pay $1,100 to the first investor from the $2,000 collected from the investors 2 and 3, and he will likely encourage the first investor to reinvest that $1,000 as well, which is what most of these do. Then by number 3, by taking the money from the new investors, the imposter is able to pay the promised returns to early investors, convincing them to reinvest and invite more people. Almost like what Cloud Token's doing.
Oh no!
Number 4, as the system grows, the promoter needs to find more new investors to join the scheme, otherwise he will not be able to pay the promised returns. Now you see, that is why they still have such a heavy compensation plan, because at the end of the day, think about it, if you're making that good returns, do you even need to have promotion, or shouldn't your returns be promotion enough? That there is a pretty obvious scam. But number 5, eventually the scheme gets unstable and the promoter either gets caught or disappears with the money he has on hand.
And there's my ride.
Now again, as you can see, that is the Ponzi, and the pyramid part is where they also pay out people little bits bit by bit. So as you can see, right from Binance's website, they are literally almost word for word quoting what even Cloud Token themselves is promoting themselves to be as a Ponzi scheme. Now again, this is pretty obvious that if, first of all, they claim to be a blockchain, and that proved to be a lie. 2, we proved that their token is not even a token, that there's not even moving of that token, it's just a server and numbers they're doing. Cloud Token is non-existent. They choose a price, it's centralized as fuck. That's kind of a scam. Number 3, they claim to work with Binance, and Binance on Twitter, the official account, which just so you guys know, Twitter for official companies, anything they say can be used against them. So when he says something, he has to mean it. He personally disavowed Cloud Token. But not only that, then also on their academy, it's basically proving people to stay away from things like this. It kind of blows my mind that this is constantly happening, but it's the truth. So we basically right now just debunked an entire amount, almost everything about Cloud Token that you could ever possibly think is good. Number 1, proving that their token doesn't exist. 2, proving that their trading is completely fraudulent. They're lying about it and just like Bernie Madoff, providing fake result screens for people to look at. But the biggest question again arises is why are people still getting into this? Now, this is I think one of the most important things we need to talk about. So first of all, it's because of people that they know, acquaintances. A lot of people get into these schemes first, getting really excited because they're down on their luck and they're looking for a little bit extra money to help them get by. Or maybe try to make it big because they're so tired of working, right? Now when people do that, either they are completely oblivious to the opportunity of the fact, but most of them aren't investing into strangers coming up to them. Again, if you came up to a stranger that said, hey, would you like to give me $1,000 and I can guarantee you 10% a month, you just go on my website and click my link, most would not. They are doing it because someone they like, respect, or trust is doing it themselves, and this is the biggest problem I find.
You're gonna live with me now. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. Oh, I love you, John. Oh, I love you, Son.
The people that are promoting this, most of the time know it's a scam, but they want to try to get as much money as they can because either A, they've already invested money, B, they already committed so much of their commitment saying that it's good that if they back out, they're gonna look like a fucking idiot. Or 3, they're really just terrible people that don't give a shit about anyone around them but themselves. And this is the biggest issue. Almost every Ponzi I've seen, people are very skeptical about until a friend pushes them and pressures them into it because they don't want to be left out.
Hey, you guys aren't narcs, are you?
Whoa! Whoa, no! Dude, come on. Maybe you're a narc.
Hey, you know who calls people narcs? Narcs. Narc.
First of all, your argument kind of just collapsed on itself because if you would call us narcs, if narcs call people narcs, and you call us narcs, then that's kind of all each other narcs. They've called you.
Look, I don't have time for this shit.
The only way to stop a Ponzi and to prevent it from robbing people is to, first of all, stand up and share it and let people be aware and educated that none of these exist that are real. These are all fake. And also, lambasting, calling out, if you will, the people that are promoting this. That shit is fucked up. They know that it's wrong. They are playing dumb because they want to make money off of other victims. They don't want to be the victims, so they're willing to bring other people in as victims and make it even bigger. That's the weirdest part. For instance, for me to make back my money, let's say I had to bring in 3 people, 4 people. I'm now quadrupling the problem. You see, this has got to stop. Now, the one thing that's very important, and this is probably the most important thing, and thank God, there is this small silver lining that we can benefit from, is that Cloud Token itself, which is, for some reason, I don't know why, the first Ponzi scheme which actually allows people to pull out their initial investment, if they so please, at an 8% penalty. So again, if I invested $1,000 last night because my friend convinced me to, and you watch this video and now you are scared, you can pull it out. You will just lose 8%. But I would tell you right now, take that risk and pull it out and lose your 8%, because how this is going to work, even though they have a withdrawal feature, is once a certain amount of people withdraw and they hit a certain number of money left in their account, they're not going to let people withdraw. Like I said, this is a centralized system, so while they are allowing people to withdraw right now, they can choose to stop that at any time. And what's going to happen, I promise you, is either when they have enough money and the crypto market turns, they're going to pull away, or when enough people withdraw, they are going to run and stop the withdrawals. So my biggest recommendation to you is, if you are watching this video right now, you are probably lucky enough to pull out your money before it gets too late. So I would recommend you to, first of all, pull out your money. Number 2, the person that invited you to Cloud Token, ring them out. Like literally tell them, you're a douchebag for this, and if you don't listen to me right now, you will go to the police. I actually encourage that. Number 3, get them to withdraw their money and tell everyone about it and to share this video so that everyone around the world does not lose money to these types of scams. I don't care if it's called Cloud Token, DAS Token, Me Plus, Investment Plus, anything that is offering a guaranteed percent income and is not registered in your company or in your country, is a scam. It's just very obvious. I wouldn't even go back to saying if it's registered. Anyone offering you any percent return on anything that is not from the traditional means and that's too good to be true, or even a percent honestly, because just to give you guys a real example, an average stock trader that's a full-time trader is happy to make 8% gains a year. That is pretty kick-ass, okay? That's less than what Bernie Madoff promised. So if anyone is offering you more than 8% a year, I would run away immediately. Number 2, if anyone is asking to get money from you and they're not from your country, run away immediately. Immediately. Number 3, if they're asking you to change your money from fiat dollars to, let's say, cryptocurrency for an investment, run away immediately. Why? Because again, if things are in US dollars or Canadian dollars, the government can get involved a lot easier to step in. If it's not involving those, it's a lot harder due to laws and regulations, okay? So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that at the end of the day, this helped a lot of people get out of these scams and hopefully woke up a lot of people and saved a lot of people from money. I'm hoping this video alone will save hundreds of thousands of dollars from being lost. Again, tune in for next week where we're gonna have another awesome video exposing some crazy shit for you. So guys, thank you, peace out, talk to you later.
I had it all together, but I was led astray. The day you walked away, you were the clock that was ticking in my home. Changed my state of mind.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Love so hard to find.
we got him.